Beautiful.
Hey.
Hello, interneters. We're back. Today we've got the Old Blood Noise Endeavours Black Fountain delay, which is supposed to be a remake of the old Telray, and I think Fender made them as well, oil can delays.
For sure.
Sorry, no, basically it was a thing, a pedal that had or a rack, kind of like a rack mount thing, that had an actual oil drum in it, and you could set how fast it would spin, and then the sound somehow goes through that and comes out the other end delayed.
Cool.
So yeah.
I've never seen one in real life.
No, I think they're very hard to get by, because I think whatever oil they used was very, very toxic stuff. And yeah, anyway, that's just what...
Unicorn oil or something.
Unicorn oil, yeah. They ran out of it. They couldn't find any more unicorns.
It's hard to source.
Yeah.
But it has 3 different settings. There's now I know they're labeled things, but what do they do?
Well, basically you've got
pedals.
Okay, yeah, so it's a modern setting, an organ setting, and a vintage setting. So as far as I know, the way I can hear it anyway, the modern setting seems to be the most. It's a bit brighter. Generally oil can delays are meant to be quite warm and dark, and have that sort of nice kind of, I think they call it gooey kind of texture, kind of a warm gooey texture. So the modern setting is a little bit brighter, the vintage setting is a little bit darker, but I think other than that they're basically the same. The organ setting is pretty much a slapback echo, so there's very little difference between the delay time all the way down and all the way up. So that's basically the 3 different settings. 4 knobs, you've got delay time and feedback. You've got your wet mix, so basically all the way off is all dry, all the way on is all wet, so you can have 100% wet as well. And you have another control called fluid, which is basically modulation, which controlled something, I guess, to do with the fluids in the oil can thing. I don't know. So that's where the modulation came from, I think, as well.
Makes sense. Yep. Cool.
So today I've got my Fender Jazzmaster. It's an Elvis Costello signature with 2 of Mick Brearley's finest from South Australia. Great pickup maker. They're kind of custom wound for me. They're a little bit lower output than his normal vintage Jazzmaster pickups.
Cool.
And a mastery bridge. And what about you, Alex?
I have a Larrivee. I don't even know what model this is. It's a blue one.
It's a blue one, the old blue one.
And it's just very straightforward. 2 P90s. Les Paul kind of wiring and switching.
And we're going through, as usual, through your Stereotone OTS Mini 20, which is a Dumble kind of clone kind of thing, into an isocab with a Celestian greenback.
Yep. Cool.
All right. Clean tone. Black fountain time. So that's your modulation. So modulation off completely now. And you it's almost like a chorus. It's almost like a delay on the delay, if that makes sense. Like it sounds like you're almost putting. Well, I mean, a chorus is basically putting a second signal that's ever so slightly out of tune, and this sort of sends a second signal on the repeats, and then you can kind of tune it. That's where you can hear that sort of sweep too. That so it goes lower because anyway. No. Cool. So that's the modern setting. Now let's just set it on one setting and go through the 3 settings just to get. So
that's
modern.
And it kind of modern does that almost analog delay kind of.
Yeah, it's probably the most
nothing
sort
too
of
crazy.
The most straightforward kind of sound on there. So now just play something just to. So that's modern. Organ. Slapback.
This is the.
nice slapback actually.
Yeah, it's great sound.
So even with feedback all the way up, you don't get much.
Can we turn the time down?
Yep.
It's not quite there, but it's almost like a spring reverb.
Oh yeah, if you go all the way down. Yeah, no, sort of.
Not really.
Not really, no. And then the cool thing actually with this as well is you can go 100% wet, so you can completely get rid of your straight dry tone.
Okay.
That sounds interesting. Let's try the same thing now in a vintage setting.
Sure.
One thing you'll notice straight away when you turn the pedal on, it actually gives you a little bit of a boost.
It does.
So, which is actually quite nice because quite often with delays, you turn a delay on, it can kind of get lost a little bit, especially if you're playing in a band situation. It gives you a little bit of a boost, and it's quite a pretty delay. So it's on a vintage setting, much warmer. I think you have the feedback control. You can go a little bit crazier with the feedback control as well, as opposed to the modern setting.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
hang on. Let's
You
switch.
play something pretty.
Okay. So that's one thing. And then one thing I quite like. I quite like that. It's a bit weird, but I like weirder stuff. But if you turn it all the way to wet, and you turn the delay time all the way down and crank the feedback a little bit in modulation, it almost gives you sort of a weird chorusy vibrato kind of thing with some echo on it. It's cool, isn't it?
Cool sound.
It's a great pedal. It's a really, really cool pedal. And you can, and I'll switch back to you. Let's go back to the modern setting.
Mm-hmm.
You can go into kind of crazy self-oscillation. It's great. It's a really, really cool delay.
That's fun.
Lots of different sounds, lots of different things you can do with it. One of my definitely favourite new genre makers as well, all blood noise endeavours. Very quirky stuff. Stuff that you can use straightforward, but it goes very quirky if you want to. All their stuff does, and
It's fun.
yeah.
Cool, man.
Anything
Awesome.
else?
I don't think so. Checked out all the different 3 sounds.
Yep. So that's about it. Cool. All done. See you guys next time. Bye.
See ya.